I think there was an opportunity, huge opportunity, missed right here by one Angel Reese. Simple. Could have squashed a lot.
2 minutes ago, a moment from Team USA basketball sent shockwaves through the WNBA world. A single interaction, a loaded pause, and a reaction from Sue Bird that instantly set social media on fire. At the center of it all, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. What was said, what wasn't said, and what that silence revealed may matter far more than fans realize.
Opportunity. Of course, a lot of us believes Angel Reese doesn't care for Caitlin Clark too much. We've heard a lot of things. I did a video. We found out a while back that Angel Reese really didn't care for Caitlin Clark because anytime anybody brought up, the success of the league, Caitlin was always brought up, even if Angel was brought up. And that grinded her.
This isn't just another rivalry headline. This is about respect, legacy, and the future face of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark, the most talked about rookie in years. Angel Reese, one of the league's most polarizing stars. And Sue Bird, a legend whose reaction alone speaks volumes. Tonight, we break down what actually happened and why it matters.
Reese has come out and spoke about her time playing for USA basketball. And she literally decides to name specific players in this video that was released by USA Basketball. She had an opportunity right here to just say, really enjoyed Caitlin Clark. I enjoyed catching passes.
The moment came during Team USA discussions and media coverage surrounding training camp experiences. Angel Reese was asked about players she learned from, naming several teammates in detail. But one name was noticeably missing: Caitlin Clark. For many fans, that omission felt louder than any insult.
Do that. In fact, she praised Aaliyah Boston. But she passed on the opportunity to say anything positive about Caitlin Clark. She could have squashed all kinds of things right here. It's a perfect opportunity. Did she do it? No. And you will never convince me.
Soon after, reports and online speculation exploded, claiming Reese privately dismissed Clark's impact in a conversation involving Sue Bird. No verified recording confirms exact wording, but the interpretation was clear to many viewers, a dismissive tone that reignited an already tense narrative between two of the league's brightest stars.
Oh, and we've talked about this before. Caitlin Clark played in 13 games. In those 13 games, there were literally 3 or 4 kind of incidents and 2 major incidents, including the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark kerfluffle. Well, I hadn't used that word in a while. In which, of course, the major story coming out of that was Indiana Fever fans called Angel Reese racist something, which launched a massive investigation. Should be noted, Indiana Fever did not defend its fans there. They didn't. And then guess what? We found out they found absolutely no evidence of Indiana.
What truly escalated the moment wasn't what Angel Reese allegedly said, but how Sue Bird responded. Cameras caught a visible shift, a pause, a look that suggested discomfort, surprise, or even disbelief. For fans familiar with Bird's leadership style, that reaction told its own story.
Viewed after practice. She had an opportunity to squash the narrative right there. I never heard anything that I would construe as being racist from those Indiana Fever fans, blah, blah, blah. She did not do that. She played along with it. Let's be real. She went along with that narrative. In fact, she was like, yeah, I feel good about the fact that they're doing an investigation.
Sue Bird is not a reactionary voice. She represents generations of WNBA excellence. When someone like Bird reacts without words, people pay attention. Her expression alone fueled debate, Was she disappointed, surprised, or simply unwilling to engage in drama she's seen too many times before? This moment doesn't exist in isolation. The tension between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark dates back to college basketball, where competitive fire, media narratives, and viral moments repeatedly place them at opposite ends of the spotlight. Every interaction since has been dissected under a microscope. One of the biggest criticisms fans raise isn't what Angel Reese says, but when she chooses not to speak. Multiple past controversies followed a similar pattern, opportunities to cool tensions that instead allowed speculation to grow. Silence, intentional or not, often becomes its own statement. Caitlin Clark, meanwhile, has largely stayed quiet, letting her game speak. On the court, she continues to draw attention, elevate ratings, and shift the league's visibility. Off the court, her restraint has earned praise from veterans who understand the weight of constant scrutiny. Fans quickly divided. Some defended Reese's right to feel overshadowed. Others criticized what they saw as unnecessary division. But one thing is undeniable. Every controversy involving Clark now impacts the entire league, ratings, engagement, and perception. This isn't about one comment or one look. It's about how stars navigate pressure in a league still fighting for respect. When personal tension spills into public view, it risks overshadowing the progress women's basketball is making on the biggest stage. With future Team USA selections, interviews, and matchups ahead, this story isn't over. Eyes will be on Angel Reese's next comments, on Caitlin Clark's response, or lack of one, and on Sue Bird, whose quiet reaction may have spoken the loudest of all. In the WNBA, moments matter, words matter, and sometimes silence matters most. Whether this moment deepens a divide or forces reflection could shape the league's narrative moving forward. So we ask you, was this just another misinterpreted moment or a sign of deeper tension still unresolved? Let us know your thoughts and stay tuned as this story continues to unfold. In the last few hours, the WNBA world has been pulled back into a familiar storm of tension, speculation, and rivalry as social media exploded over claims that Angel Reese allegedly referred to Caitlin Clark as useless during a private basketball-related conversation involving Sue Bird, a claim that has not been independently verified, but one that instantly reignited an already fragile narrative surrounding two of the most talked-about figures in women's basketball, because whether the quote was said verbatim or distorted through online repetition, the reaction to it has been very real, very emotional, and very telling, especially when Caitlin Clark's response, or rather, her refusal to respond, became the loudest statement of all. Sources close to the situation point out that this controversy did not appear out of nowhere, but instead sits on top of years of competitive friction dating back to college matchups, national championship moments, viral gestures, media framing, and repeated public moments where one player is elevated as the face of the league while the other is framed as the antagonist. And what makes this moment so explosive is that it allegedly unfolded in a basketball intellectual setting involving Sue Bird, one of the most respected voices in the sport, which immediately raised questions about credibility, intent, and context. Fans quickly divided into camps, with some arguing the comment, if even loosely accurate, reflects lingering resentment over media attention and league marketing, while others insist the quote has been exaggerated or weaponized to manufacture outrage. But what no one disputes is that Caitlin Clark's silence spoke volumes, as she chose not to issue a rebuttal, clarification, or emotional response, instead letting her on-court performance and composed demeanor do the talking. A strategy she has consistently used throughout every controversy surrounding her career. Insiders note that this approach has only intensified public reaction, because in a media environment driven by instant responses and viral clapbacks, restraint feels almost confrontational, and that restraint has once again shifted the spotlight, forcing fans, analysts, and former players to debate not just what may or may not have been said, but why these narratives continue to follow these two athletes, why opportunities to defuse tension are so often missed, and how the league itself benefits and suffers from rivalry-driven storytelling. As upcoming games, interviews, and media appearances loom, one thing is clear: This moment is not just about a single alleged word or a single reaction, but about the broader struggle for identity, respect, and legacy in a league still defining its modern era, and whether intentional or not. This latest controversy has once again placed Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese at the center of a conversation far bigger than basketball, where every silence, every quote, and every frame of footage carries weight far beyond the court.